you off a little bit, but Litz really kept his wits about him and kept his eye on the ball and made a real nice play.
Hoops with 2 quick outs, relatively, all things considered. Now he's going to try and do the same to Connor. The Pere is a team very similar to what we saw in the last game with LeClaire. Everyone besides Austin Litz graduated in 2022, and Litz actually graduated last year.
And we mentioned when you have an older team, that usually bodes well for the coach, especially if you got some talent in that older group.
It also means you better have talent down below, because this is your make or break year.
Could be. Could be.
Count is 2-1. Hoops just got it in there. A little bit of an expanded zone so far. Clapperich, he'll shake it off and now come back. Count is 2-2. Fondy trying to answer that of DePere in the first inning. Got a little bit on top of this one. Out towards center field it goes, and it will be caught to end things here in the first. Wyatt DeSmit makes the grab, first fly out of the game for Fond du Lac, as our score remains 1-0 as we head to the top of the second. Hoops just finished pitching a 1-2-3 inning, and now he's going to lead off here in the top half of the second. It's the 7-8-9 part of the order. Hoops, Degree, and Olson leading off for DePere as they sit with a 1-0 lead. They're going to want a little bit more than that, even though they have experience. They're 46-31 in Legion play. They have a winning record. They have been going pretty far for quite a few years, and recently they've seen a lot of success, including a 4-peat from 14, 15, 16, and 17, all making this tournament. Good first pitch out of the gate in there for a strike from Sam Ernst.
I just got another name for Hoops who we could pitch to. How about Swisher? Just saying.
Down hit him.
They're out there. Oh, wow. I didn't think it hit him.
I did. As the second hit batter by Sam Ernst. He hit DeSmit earlier on and now hits Hoops as well.
Well, like we say, if you're going to hit him early.
So that was the 21st pitch by Ernst. Hoops threw 17 pitches in the bottom half of the first, so both hovering around the 20-pitch mark. First pitch off a quick delivery in there.
Eigenbrot playing up at third base for Fond du Lac. All the way on the grass, actually. Looking for a possible bunt by Degree.
Down in the order, you never know. However, it's quickly 0-2. Bunt goes out of the question here to Degree.
Well, the third baseman moves back even with the bag. Clapperich, of course, holding the runner at first.
See what Ernst throws to Connor. Got him on the high heater. Third strikeout, pardon me. He had 2 in the first inning, 1 swinging, 1 looking. It's the third K early for Ernst.
Yeah, sometimes it's hard to lay off that high, hard one, and that's what happened with Carter Degree.
Tyus Olsen, the 9 batter, trying not to leave Hoops, his pitcher, stranded over at first. Hoops would love a little more run support. One run is all right, but you want more than that.
When you think about it, Fond du Lac got that first inning run, but they had runners on second and third with only one out. That Lucas Bartelt strikeout was huge for Fond du Lac.
Count is 2-0 after they check down to first to Hoops. Not sure how much speed the pitcher has, but they would know more than us. Good pitch to hit, and nearly got his teammate, Austin Litz. It's a less than ideal way to start the Legion tournament. You hit your own guy. Olsen ahead, 2-1 in the count. Ernst just got a big K and now comes back attacking, but left it a little too high up.
One thing that could be a problem for either team is right field right now is the sun field. Anything hit out there could be a little tough to track if it gets up into the sun.
Good strike call, makes it 3-2. We saw that in the A's the other day when Harry still hit a bomb to left field. Just completely dropped. The left fielder had no idea where it was. Basically stood still, and it was about 5 feet to his right.
And the problem with that one was he had no help from his infielders.
Not at all. Olsen gets ahead of this ball as he cracks it foul into the woods. We'll go once again on the full count. As Olsen gets his swing together, Ernst checks down to first, and here we go.
Pretty good lead over at first.
Oh, through the bat. Olsen thought he had a walk, but instead it's a strikeout looking on the outside corner. They'll bring it back to the top part of the lineup with Litz, who struck out back in the first inning as well. Questionable strikeout call for all the De Pere fans out there, I'm assuming. But you just got to live with it and try and do something now with 2 outs.
Litz is the De Pere second baseman and made a real fine play in the top of the first on a hard hit ground ball.
Ernst missed outside, 1-0. Next pitch, big swing and a miss for Litz. That's something you do some damage with that kind of swing.
I don't know what kind of runner Hoops is, but now would be a good time to maybe send that runner at first base. Get him in scoring position.
This one will get no diving stop. I don't know if he caught it or not, but either way he takes second, and that'll end things. What a play by Tyler Bradner from Fond du Lac. Keep that runner down, and it's still 1-0 as we head to the bottom half.
We were talking during the break about the pitch count And throughout the course of the regular season, they do not announce the pitch count on an ongoing basis every half inning. Here at the state tournament, every half inning, Bill Wagner, our field announcer, announces how many pitches that pitcher has so far.
And that total is 34 for Sam Ernst through his first 2 innings of work. Strike called and a swinging dismay from Logan Weesey. Some of the kids aren't liking the strike calls so far, but they're going to have to deal with them. It's been consistent all the way throughout. In a 1-0 ball game, late crack at it, and quickly Logan is behind 0-2.
Right off the batting cage.
Braden
Foul
Eganbrot
territory.
and Tyler Bradner both up next. Here in this second inning, we'll have Miesfeld's trivia coming up 2 innings from now. Hoops on the 0-2. Just missed outside. 1-2-3 top half of the first. 2 groundouts and a flyout against Fond du Lac. And stays out as well. Long flowing hair for Logan Weesey.
Yeah, you got to pull that curveball down. He wasn't following through quite enough, and that's why it's hanging outside.
Now 2-2, and rung him up inside. Got him, caught Weesey guessing, and that is the first strikeout of the day for Ethan Hoops.
Looked good on that fastball. Good follow through.
Eigenmoor will try to turn things around and give Fond du Lac their first hit of the game. Pitch number 1, big swing and a miss. Fond du Lac with under a 500 record in their state tournament appearances. This one hit back up in the air it goes and should be a nice and easy play for the left fielder. He actually misjudged it. Out of the glove it goes. That'll be an error, but 2 bases for Braden. We saw actually basically the same exact thing happen in the previous game to the left fielder. Out to the left field it went, and in and out of the glove it goes.
Like he had a beat on it, too. Everything looked to be as it should, and then he just dropped the ball.
Last minute he was backpedaling a bit. But Eganbrook gets to second to bring up Tyler Bradner with only 1 out.
Thing about an infield error, generally speaking, it's a base. You know, outfield error, it's 2 bases.
At least. At minimum. No count to Bradner at the plate. Hoops delivers and got it in there.
He's got that fastball working for him. If he can get the curveball breaking,
You can always tell
in the strike zone, he's going to be really tough to hit.
You can always tell when a player's not going to swing that bat because they kind of lean their head in a little extra, especially on those close ones. Hoping it gets out of the zone ahead of this ball, and it goes foul just past the third base line. Count now 1-2. Stayed up on that breaking pitch. Going to have to locate that one a little bit better, especially on those counts. Not
Seems
often.
like the breaking ball is Hoop's issue right now. He's not quite pulling it down, getting it in the strike zone like he'd like to.
Swing and a miss. 2 strikeouts.
Fastball isn't a problem, though.
2 strikeouts here in the inning. One looking, one swinging to bring up Keegan Krug.
Krug playing out in left field.
First pitch coming from Hoops, and he gets a big ol' swing and a miss. Eganbrot held steady on second so far. Hoops 1 out away. Hunter Sabo would love to move his way into the batter's box. Nice strike two, picture perfect location. And Keegan Krug finds himself in a tough spot behind 0-2.
Hoops looking to close out the inning with another strikeout. He will have struck out the side.
Nicks this one back in in foul grounds, I should say, but in play and just up and over the glove of Carter Dugree.
You know, that was not. I mean, I'm not down there trying to make the catch, but it certainly didn't look like that tough of a play because he was a good 3 or 4 feet from the fence.
I think the problem is maybe the sun was in his way a little bit, and I don't think he knew that he was that far from the fence. I think he was waiting to hit it, and he never did, and the ball just went up and over his glove. Either way, the inning stays alive. Cracked that one back, and no play from the catcher.
Not high enough for Newens to catch.
Still 0-2.
Let's see if Hoops tries to get a curveball in there. He's had a little trouble with that this inning. I think he could set this batter down if he could get it in.
Hitters aren't likely to bite on a breaking ball that stays up, and that's where he's been missing with it so far. Again, fouling it off. Pitch count goes up when you strike out batters and when you're in battles like this. It's the only negative. Again, the 0-2 pitch, another foul, 3 in a row.
That was a breaking ball, but it wasn't a good one. It was a little bit of a hanger, and the batter, Krug, was able to fight it off.
It was actually the 4th foul ball in a row. Had one over the first base, 2 out of play, and one that Ethan behind the plate wasn't able to make. Went to the fastball, just missed, started to walk off. Didn't get the call.
Krug doing a really good job of battling up there as a hitter. See if he can get rewarded.
The 1-2 pitch, just missed as well. Again began to walk off. Count evens up at 2-2. This is probably the 8th pitch of the at-bat. Breaking pitch stayed up once again and got ahead of it, and on top of it was Krug to foul it off towards the third baseline.
There's 2 outs. We're in the bottom of the 2nd inning with Pere up 1-0. And Hoops trying to work out of the jam.
Couldn't there. What was once 0-2 is now full. And they always say the longer the at-bats are, the more they favor the hitter. You get to see more pitches. You get to see the pitch as well. See what he's able to throw, where he locates them. And now the count is full. Eganbrod won't be running. There's no one behind him. Full count pitch. This one hit into the gap, and that is going to score a run, waving him around from third base. Look at the wheels, and that is an RBI double to tie this game at 1.
I'll go back to what I said earlier in the inning, Jordan. When he doesn't have his curveball working, he's got to rely on his fastball. And when he got to that 3-2 count, he's throwing fastball after fastball, and the hitters are waiting on it. And Krug did an excellent job of battling at the bat, and then got rewarded with that double.
Sabel now going to try for another double. That was the first base hit for Fond du Lac. Stays up. He gets
that
ahead
error
1-0.
did come back to haunt him, didn't it?
As it usually does.
Well, not always, but it certainly did that time. So a couple of things conspiring against Hoops. One, not getting the curveball in, and having the missed fly ball.
This one popped up, and see if they're able to make a play on it this time, going into fair ground and making a jumping catch. Was a little bit worried about Carter Dugree as he misplaced the foul ball, but this one he's able to make a hold on, but not before. It's a 1-1 game. We're all tied up, moving to the 3rd.
makes up for last game.
Our sponsor is Midshore, growing youth baseball in Sheboygan County for the last 13 years.
You know,
And
Jordan, I think you should read that again because it was so short.
Growing youth baseball
the
in
one the
Sheboygan
game before
County.
was 4 lines long. This one is not even one.
That's up to the sponsor. They provide the live read.
So when we were calling the Memorial Day parade, you know, sometimes you got to read a whole bunch of verbiage. You barely read anything.
It's all on them. DeSmit.
Shorter is better.
DeSmit got hit by a pitch and later scored in the first inning. That was when Pere jumped out to a 1-0 lead. Now we're all knotted up at 1 at the 36th pitch of the game for Sam Ernst. Meanwhile, Ethan Hoops is up to 42 through 2 complete. Over to third base, making the throw to first, and off a hop, able to get a hold of it. Made it a little more competitive than he had to, but a ground out begins things.
Scott, that's how you used to do it when you played third. Throw those one hoppers over to first.
No hops.
You could? Not to the screen, though.
First pitch swinging, and that is going to be caught out in center field. Ethan Newens at bat ends before it even begins, thanks to Landon Beringer.
Yeah, DeSmit making his second nice catch out there. He had a range over a long ways.
Beringer makes the catch out in center to bring up Garrett Foth.
So, Scott, what was your best position in baseball? Third? Second? Really? Okay. Not that I got to see you play a lot, but I know the games that I umpired that you played, you were always on the infield. Oh, yeah, it gets to be a long throw from third.
A little grounder from short makes it shorter, and it goes out of the glove of the first baseman. Gonna reach.
What do you think, guys?
I would have said
I'd
hit,
say,
yeah.
I'd give him a hit.
Yeah, I agree.
Base hit. It's unanimous up here in the booth. Sam Ernst. Good effort on the play by Brosig. Clapperich, now there's a name with a lot of athletic background. I think mostly in the New Holstein area. Some Clapperich had some real good basketball players by that name.
Strike comes into Bartlett. Makes it 0-1. Sam Ernst trying to keep that pitch count down low, but that infield single can extend things a little bit longer. The 0-1 pitch, good curveball. Makes it 0-2. Lucas Bartlett going to have to battle from behind. He struck out back in the first inning. CJ just texted me error, since we all agreed that it was a base hit. It was close, but I think he would have beat it out.
CJ not in the booth right now. He's I think he's on his dinner break. Another hit batter.
Yeah, runner was going. Foth was going over to second, but Bartlett gets hit in the process, so takes away the stolen base, sadly. And that will bring up Luke Brosig. Fresh set here with runners on first and second. There are 2 outs. That's the big thing for Sam Ernst. Just got to get one more. His third hit batter of the game, which is not good. He has hit 1 in every inning. Got that one to even it up at 1-1. Ernst was working very efficiently, got 2 outs in just a few pitches. But then a single and a hit by pitch leaves us here. Good strike, 1-2. Ernst a pitch away in a tie ball game, 1-1. Doesn't want to let Garrett Foth at second base scores. This one is hit way up in the air. And who's going to call for it is the question. Going back for it and unable to make the catch is Logan Weesey behind the plate. A real tough situation to be in. Ball trailed back.
Those are tough plays. I mean, you get back there and all of a sudden the ball starts to move on you and go back towards the infield, and that's what happened with Weesey.
1-2 pitch, swing and a miss, goes down on strikes. And Brasse leaves runner stranded on first and second. We're still all tied up at 1 as we head to the bottom half. Bottom half of the third inning as Fond du Lac tries to take their first lead of the ball game. They scored 1 in the bottom half of the second. Now they're looking to take the lead.
One of the things we've talked about throughout the course of the season is the amount of runners left on base, and through 3 innings, De Pere has left 5 runners on. They've had their chances to break the game open, and they haven't, and it always becomes a concern because lost opportunities can cost you.
There was a struggle with Manitowoc in the first game. They were getting on base, doing great things.
Yeah, would they have 11 at the end?
Something like that. I think it was above 10. You can't have 11 left on base when you're
But they
only
did
scoring
win,
3 runs.
so
I know, they made it close.
It's not a recipe for success leaving runners on.
2-0 count and make it 3-0 to Garrett Rail. 9-hitter seeing action for his first time today.
Hey, Jordan.
Tell me.
We're getting close to the 4th inning.
Miesfeld's trivia. What a 180 from the last game to the 4th inning until from this one. I mean,
shh, not so loud. We've talked about that throughout the season. Bill's going to get mad down here.
Well, now that you drew more attention to it.
A good fastball there by Hoops.
The count is full. And the pitch. Fouled it back off. Hoops thought he could get him on that one, but not quite.
He's way in there now.
Good, I killed him in there. Fouling that one off as well. So we've been bothered by a bug all day in the press box. 48 pitches is the count for Sam Ernst through 3 innings of work. That's 12 an inning, or 16, I should say. Struck him
nice
out
pitch.
looking. Struck out 3 of the last 6 batters he saw. Now we're back to the top of the lineup with Landon Behringer.
Behringer 0 for 1 in the ball game. He grounded to short. Brosig making a nice play on that ground ball.
Good first strike by Hoops, really attacking the zone here in the fourth, or in the third.
Our press box crew for this ball game is Bill Wagner, the field announcer, Scott Witter running the scoreboard and playing the music between innings, and Jordan and Mike are doing the live stream. CJ taking a little bit of a break. He'll be back before the end of the day. So we're kind of on our, well, you're on your own in terms of the technical stuff.
Hopefully nothing goes wrong. Cross your fingers. It's Marty's fault.
Probably the guy in the press box who knows the most in doing their job is Scott. He's got that scoreboard figured out left and right.
Big fly ball to left field, making a jumping effort at the last second was Lucas Bartlett to haul it in, and that'll bring up pitcher Sam Ernst. How about that if you're Ernst? Maybe you ground out or something here, record the last out, and then you got to go right back out there to pitch in the top half. First pitch swinging, grounds it off foul. Ernst grounded out back in the first. He was a part of a 1-2-3 bottom half. Count is 0-1 and make it 0-2. That's beautiful. Finally locating it well.
Where Ernst has had trouble with his breaking pitch, Ethan Hoops has thrown a lot of nice breaking pitches for strikes, I might add.
See if he can throw one more. 0-2 count. Wasted it. Now are we doing trivia in the top half or bottom half? Who's it about?
Whenever you want.
All right. We've been doing top half, so we'll stick with it.
Since there's 2 outs, we'll go to the bottom half.
Breaking pitch, and that one just dropped right in front of everybody. 3 different Pere players were there, but no one was actually there.
Dugree got back in pretty good shape, but he overran it, and then he wasn't able to adjust back.
That'll bring up Klapperich with Ernst over at first base now. Both teams with 1 run on 2 hits. No mound visits yet as both pitchers are around the 50 pitch mark. We'll get an updated total on Hoops after this third inning concludes. Just inside.
2-0 is the count. Ernst on at first base. Not taking a real big lead over there.
Outside pitch. Good one to take if you're Connor. Let it outside. It's 2-1.
I'm thinking bottom of the fourth, Jordan, because it's a Fond du Lac question.
All right. I couldn't remember who it was directed towards, and that hit him. So a first hit batter by Hoops is going to put Logan Weesey in the batter's box with Klapperich on first and Ernst on second. Is that our 4th hit batter this game? Yes, it is.
1.
Wyatt DeSmit, Lucas Bartlett,
4.
Ethan Hoops, and Connor Klapperich all hit. That's a new one. Big opportunity for Weesey, who struck out looking to begin the second inning.
Right, he was not very happy on a strike call to him early in his last at-bat, and then took a pitch that was right on the corner for strike 3 later in the at-bat.
It's pretty close to that inside batter's box, so he actually had to step out on that last pitch, even though it came in and struck the corner. Takes a hack at this one, and down the first base line it goes, and that was kind of dangerous to flip it to his pitcher, Sam Hoops, but it worked out nonetheless. No harm, no foul. We'll head to the 4th inning. Still tie, 1-1. Here in the top half of the 4th inning, 7, 8, 9 are due up. Ethan Hoops, Carter Dugree, and Tyus Olson. Hoops got hit by a pitch. He's one of the 4 players that have. And we'll see what Sam Ernst throws his way. 54, by the way, is the total for Hoops. And Ernst's 49th pitch is just outside for a ball.
Too many.
Fouled it off himself.
Too many pitches by both guys.
Not at a good pace. Just missed inside to make the count 2-1. Tie ball game here in the top half of the 4th. And the 2-1 pitch, hacking at it, and the third baseman tried to go for it, kind of blocked his own shortstop, and that's a big miscommunication between Egerbrat and Sabel.
The third baseman's going to cut in front and try to make the play. What makes it difficult is when he misses it, the shortstop can't see, and then all of a sudden the ball's on him, and it makes a very tough play. But you can't fault the third baseman for going after it. It's not like you're going to call one guy off or not on that particular play, but just a tough break for Fond du Lac.
Now going bunt, lays it down. They got a chance at 2, but no one's covering the bag, so they're stuck going to first. Another big unfortunate situation for Fond du Lac. Dugree did exactly what he was supposed to on the sacrifice.
What did we give Hoops on his hit?
Error.
E6? Okay.
So Hoops is over at second base as Dugree moved him over. Now there's one out for Tyus Olson.
Good adjustment by the pitcher to get the out at first. He certainly did have a great look to get the lead runner.
The 1-0 pitch stays out, make it 2-0. Ethan Hoops going to try and do it himself to give himself a lead, and then a little more comfort room on the mound in the bottom half. That's when we'll have our Miesvelt's Trivia. Sky high this goes, and a big, loud call by Sam Ernst as he is able to make the catch. That's how it's done. Top of the lineup now for Austin, as Litz is 0 for 2 so far, but he's got his buddy Sam Hoops over at second base. Would love to score him and take the lead back.
Hit a line drive to the second baseman his last time up. We got that trivia question all loaded up for the bottom half of this inning.
Another one goes up sky high. First baseman calling for it, and making the last second grab is Connor Koplich. That'll end it. We'll send ourselves to the bottom half for Miesvelt's Trivia. Number 42, Braden Egenbraut going to lead off for Fond du Lac in the bottom half of the fourth inning. Tylen Brander and Keegan Krug coming up next. Egenbraut did score back in the second inning, and now he's going to get himself a leadoff base hit. First pitch, swinging. Sam Ernst has a 57 pitch count through 4 innings, which isn't too bad. 105 is that magic number.
All right, our trivia for this ball game brought to you by Miesvelt's Quality Meats, your premier meat counter with award-winning brats, fresh and smoked meats, and plenty more. Here's our question. It has to do with Fond du Lac. Fond du Lac has appeared in 8 Legion State tournaments. How many have they won? Bill? 3? Scott? 2?
Should I go 1?
Whatever you want.
3, 2, 1.
Okay, 1. We'll wait a batter.
Build
We don't
the
want to give the
suspense.
answer right away. Kelly, you want to chime in? 2. Okay, we got 2 2s, 1 3.
Of course, they'd say the same. Yeah, exactly. How it should be.
Stay tuned. We'll be having that answer in just a little bit.
0-1 count after another check down to Egenbraut at first.
Hey, maybe it was 0.
Might have been 8. Bunt, and it goes foul. That's risky now as it's 0-2, back-to-back foul balls. Put Tyler Bradner in a tough spot at the plate. You're asked to bunt that man over to second, which is what we saw Carter Dugree do back in the top half of the inning. And now the bunt's out of the question, unless you're feeling really risky.
I like the move, though, to try and move the runner over.
Small ball. Got
Whoa.
a good pitch to hit, got a little bit on top of it, and that is going to be caught out in left field by Lucas Bartlett, and it'll hold Braden Egenbraut over in place.
Again, another good curveball. That was a hanger. That one, he's lucky he didn't get hurt with that one, but it was just a fly ball. All righty, our answer. Fond du Lac has appeared in 8 Legion State tournaments. How many have they won? One. In 1958, they beat La Crosse 8-1. So they do have a championship to their credit.
Get through the infield. It will not. There's the 4-6, and that's all they're going to be able to get. Keegan Krug will reach on a fielder's choice.
Litz did the right thing, get that lead runner at second. And Brosik did the right thing too, not trying to force the relay throw. He wasn't going to get that runner anyway.
Sobel, the shortstop for Fond du Lac. He's going to try and move that runner over. It's now Keegan
All right,
Krug
Jordan,
at
we
first.
got more than enough questions for the tournament. We've gone through 3 of them so far. I
We're
think
flying.
we'll make it.
0-1.
15-game tournament,
Potentially.
possibly. We made more than enough questions for that.
Good pitch there to make it 0-2. As Ethan Hoops tries to make it out unharmed. So it'd be a good quick inning for him. He came in with 54. He had a 17-pitch first inning, 25-pitch second, and then just a 12-pitch third. He's been steadily declining, and this one will be fouled off.
Hunter Sobel popped up to the first baseman. Degree. First time.
Quick look over at first, and the 0-2 pitch hit towards right field, and I think that one's going to be in and out of the glove. It goes, sending the runner towards third. Now he holds up. Now he's stuck in a pickle. Where is he going to go? Back to second, looking the whole way. The throw to second and a dive, but not in time. The tag is put in place, and Fond du Lac, Pere nearly gave it to him, but poor base running keeps this tied at 1 as we go to the 5th. We have a new number out in right field for Fond du Lac.
Basler.
That'll be Ethan Basler, number 13, assuming the right field position. Garrett Rail was in right, and thanks to that ending, we'll likely see Basler get hit the leadoff spot coming up in the bottom half of the 5th. First pitch, not waiting for Bill to make his announcement, hammered back foul. These kids are impatient. They don't wait until the music ends. They don't wait until announcements are done. When they're ready to go, they're ready to go. This one going to be fair. Yes, indeed, it does stay fair. Extra bases for Wyatt as it gets caught out in the grass. Is going to be held up at second, but a big-time double to get things going for Wyatt DeSmit.
That was a nice piece of hitting, boy, right down the line. Double written all over it right from the beginning.
Newens, who walked when DeSmit was on base back in the first inning, was held up at third. He then flew out in the third inning.
It's 1-1, and we're in the fifth inning. This has been a very tight, nicely played game.
And into center field, and the runner not going to tag. He goes back. That is a tough out for Newens. Back-to-back flyouts to center.
Here's the guy you got to be attention to. He's got an RBI double in the first. Fourth does, and a base hit in the third.
That
Don't let
RBI
him
is
hurt
key.
ya.
It's the only run driven in so far. He's going to look to do it again. And it was DeSmit who did score. So this is the pairing to watch out for Sam Ernst. Strike comes in. Ethan Hoop's pitch count is at 73 through 4 innings, a little higher than I expected, but he's got 32 yet to work with. Could be an inning or two, depending how it goes. Or if they did want to pull him, he would only have to have 3 days rest.
Pitch almost got away from Ernst.
1-1 is the count. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on. 1-1 is the score. Number 1 at the plate as he takes the ball down low.
2 balls and 1 strike to fourth. Schmidt on at second with that double.
Breaking pitch fooled him. That'll even it up at 2-2. This is a big pitch coming up from Sam Ernst. Foth going to do everything in his power to get DeSmit home. And Ernst left it way in there. Actually hit him. He has now hit 4 batters in this game.
And you know what? None of them hurt. They're all little glancing blows.
There's never been real solid back contact or on the leg or elbow or anything. Quick conversation.
Not that we're hoping for someone to get hit and be hurt. That's certainly not the case.
They're
but
just
you
getting
think
the
about it,
benefit of the
you have
doubt.
all these batters being hit by pitches, and none of them gotten hurt, and that's a good thing.
So runners on first and second with 1 out for Bartlett. Might not have been the end of the world for Sam Ernst, as now there's a double play available.
I was thinking that, Jordan, but I was also thinking, Foth is a dangerous hitter. Maybe it wasn't such a bad idea to let him go to first base.
Followed it back off. Quickly behind 0-2 is Lucas Bartlett, who was one of the guilty parties of getting hit back in the third, and then he struck out in the first.
Hey, guys, did you notice the tarps are not on the field? Yeah, I know, but I just noticed that now. Must be a Legion State tournament thing, eh?
This one towards short, and there's your 6, there's your 4, and there is your 3. Fond du Lac gets out of it. A huge double play Bartlett grounds into to end things in the top half. Pere leaves 2 more runners stranded as Fond du Lac looks to take their first lead of the game. Our 4:30 game sponsored by Midshore Growing Youth Baseball in Sheboygan County. for the last 13 years, and it's the Legion State Tournament. Speaking of 13, that's the number now batting. It is going to be Ethan Basler. He assumed the right field positions for Garrett Rail back in the top half of the 5th, and now it's Basler getting ready to hit here in the bottom. Rail only had one AB, and he struck out looking. Missing outside. 68 is the pitch count for Sam Ernst through 5, which is not bad at all. Hoop is more than that through 4. He had 73. Hoop's 75 pitches. He's got 30 left.
I got Pere with seven runners left on base so far.
That's not good.
Pretty many for only 5 innings.
2-1 goes the count. Basler's first at bat of the game, and the 2-1 pitch takes it low. Good eye.
One thing that would concern me if I was the Pere coach is Ethan Hoops having trouble getting his breaking pitches in and having to rely on his fastball too much.
This one going to be up, and an easy catch in the infield at the very end of it for Luke Brossig. Top of the lineup. Getting a little bit late in the ball game, only 7 innings. If you're going to do something, do it now. Put the pressure on Pere. Pere has had good chances in the past 2 innings, but all for naught.
Beringer 0 for 2 in the ball game with the ground out and a fly out. He's hit the ball both times. Looking to get a base hit here.
Frame that one well to get a strike call, make it 0-2.
Yeah, he got that breaking ball in. Good job.
Beringer 0 for 2 so far. Wants to change that around.
There's that ball bouncing right back towards home plate. Remember that play, I think it was in the first game, where the guy trotted down to second and almost got thrown out because he didn't realize how the ball can bounce right back to the,
That was
to the
Alex
catcher.
Linsmeyer actually going to second. This one
Ooh.
going to go foul.
Yeah, it was a hanger.
Those are the best pitches you want to do something with. You get a
Oh,
hold
for
of
sure.
them, read them well, and
Yeah.
400 feet later, they're gone. Hoops, 1 and 2. Left that one up and in.
Waiting on deck is Sam Ernst. Boy, would he love to get up there with a runner in scoring position and help his own cause.
Again, that pitch stays up and the count is full. I think the biggest struggle, obviously other than that breaking ball we talked about for Hoops, is just him falling behind in counts after he starts out so well, whether it's an 0-1, 0-2, 1-2.
To his credit, though, other than that, well, that's a hit by pitch. He hasn't walked anybody, although he did hit now his second batter, but he's pretty good in terms of not giving up walks.
We've seen 6 hit batters in this game. Is this the Brewers Cubs?
No bench clearing brawls.
That goes against what they read before, what Bill reads them, and they have to repeat back. I will keep my temper is one of the things that they say back before the game.
We should read that up here before each game and make that commitment. That's it.
This is the line right
Don't
here.
come down at my end.
Where the table breaks off. Back-to-back throwdowns to first. Safe both times. I'm so used to A's ball, I look at that ump over there and I forget there's the one down at first.
Right, 3-man crew with these early games. Friday and Saturday we have four-man crews.
Yes, we do. High pitch, good pitch out, and the throw is in time. Got him at second base. Trying to steal was Beringer, and he is caught stealing.
Newlands with a great throw. Very nice.
Sam Ernst now with 2 outs and no one on. A completely different scenario. Hoops leaves it low. Also a totally different approach for the pitcher. You were once pitching out of the stretch, and now you don't have to worry about it, and you can take your time. One more game coming up yet tonight in about an hour and a half, depending on how this one goes. We'll see if we're able to get back on track time-wise. Sheboygan and Genoa City. Opening ceremony scheduled for 7:30 as there's a base hit to right field.
Ernst would have loved to have that hit with Beringer on at second base. I'm not sure if it would have got him home, but would have put runners on the corners at least.
It's the 5th hit of the game for Fond du Lac, and we're going to have a mound visit. It's got to be getting close to the 105. Pere, they are managed by Dan Lukes, assisted by David Lassie and Michael Pierce.
I wonder if that's a spelling mistake.
Could be. Getting ready to assume position once again is Hoops, and here we go. 1 on, 2 outs. The caught stealing by Beringer. Set back a little bit for Fond du Lac. Hammers the first pitch he sees out into right. Kid right there to get it.
Clapperich 0 for 1 with a hit by pitch. One of the, are we up to 7 now?
6.
6?
Breaking pitch to hit, and he just got underneath it. He's behind 0-2. We see with the catching gear on in the corner of your screen. See if he's hitting next or if he'll be assuming his catching position. Throw down to first once again.
Good move by Hoops to keep the runner close.
Oh boy, just got ahead of that one. Foul ground it goes.
Clapperich showing some power there.
That was a good sound.
He is 0 for 1, I mentioned that, but his out was fly ball allowed fly out, I might say, out to center field.
Hoops left a breaking pitch up high and trying to shade the sun and able to make the catch. Over at second base is Austin Litz to end the 5th inning with a flyout. Fond du Lac to Pere, tied up at 1. We're getting down to it. 6th inning, here we come. All set for the 6th inning. Down to the nitty-gritty. We got 2 innings left. Potentially more. All depends how this one goes. Tie 1-1 so far. And it is 92 pitches for De Pere's Ethan Hoops through 5 innings. That means he's got 13 more. Could get through an inning. Could be a lot less. We'll see how that all goes in the bottom half of the 6th.
What was that 50-50 amount?
He thinks it was 50-something. We didn't get an exact number.
Okay, we'll make it 55. Close enough.
Biggest of the day, that's for sure. Good crowd here at Wildwood Park.
I
We
don't remember
appreciate
him
you
even
all.
announcing one during the second game.
Yeah, it was like $22.
Oh, really? Jeez. Oh, well. Take what you can get, right?
Good breaking pitch, 0-2. Hey, if you spent $1 to get a ticket, that's a free 20-some. It's Brosig, Hoops, and Dugree coming up to the plate. Interesting to see if Hoops is on deck. If not, and it looks like he is. But I was going to say, if not, that means they are indeed pulling him pitching-wise. But I see number 4 on deck. Count is 1-2.
Well, depending on if they were going to pull him, the person who's coming in, depending on how well he hits, you may want to leave leave Hoops bat and then substitute him out when they go out to the field.
2-2. Make it 3-2. Missed badly. Luke Brosig fighting back. He has flown out and struck out. He has yet to reach base. See if all that changes here on the full count pitch. Pitch number 74 is a hanging breaking ball and fielded cleanly. Good job by Ernst as he walks it over. It nearly took too much time, but they're able to get the out.
Pere's not done much hitting today, that's for sure. They only have 3 in the ball game.
And that run came back in the first inning, so they did their damage, and then they've been struggling. So here comes Ethan Hoops, who got hit and reached on an error, so he's been on base both times. 8 and 9 hitters, though, 0 for 4, respectively, even though one of those, Carter Degree, had a sacrifice. Sack bunt. Nearly hit him on the elbow. Would have been the 5th hit batter by Ernst. Just a bit of control issues from him, even though he's only allowed 1 run and 3 hits, as we just said. Hoops puts it in play down the third base line. Both umpires signal fair. A throw off a hop, and they got it. A 5-3 putout. Once
Klaparich
again,
with a nice scoop on the other end.
yes, I was going to say, once again, Klaparich has been making sure Eamroth's balls don't get past him. Back-to-back groundouts. Dugree with a chance to swing the bat here in the top half. First pitch from Ernest, misses up. Just missed. If you're Fond du Lac, you're likely riding Sam Ernst through the rest of it, but if somehow he comes in for under 80 pitches, you might think about potentially pulling him if he's under that 80 mark. We'll see. I don't think he will be. It's going to be just over. Came in with 68, and it's now 3-0, and there was about a 5-6 pitch first at bat. Got the strike call.
I'd find it really hard as a coach to pull him, the way he's been performing in this ball game.
Walk will bring up Tyus Olsen, who has struck out and flown out.
Second walk of the ball game for Ernst.
Olsen will get a signal, and then he'll get ready to step in. Potential speed or steal opportunity with Degree. We'll see what kind of lead he gets. Got to do whatever you can to get a run late in this ball game.
One indicator that a pitcher is getting tired is when they start to lose control.
Count is 1-0. Make it 1-1.
Ernst coming back with a nice strike there. He's working on Olsen, who's a 9 hitter. So that helps Ernst a little bit, do you think?
Oh boy,
Oh,
got him
he
on
hits
the
him.
inside, the ribs. The 5th hit batter by Sam Ernst. We have 7 combined hit batters in this game, as that brings up Austin Litz, the lead-up guy, who's due. He's 0 for 3. He's got Carter Degree on second, Tyus Olsen on first. Big time spot for De Pere in the top half. Gonna have a
time
quick
is going to be
talk.
called.
Corey Schnell, the assistant, along with Justin Schnell. They assist Fond du Lac. Doesn't say a manager or coach or anything like that, just a pair of assistants.
Is that our Justin Schnell for Sheboygan A's?
I doubt it, but you never know. Doesn't look like him, because it would be the guy in the black down there, because it's not him there.
Well, no,
you
it'd
recognize the long flowing.
Be in the dugout yet, probably.
Well, I was just looking at the guy matching him down here, sitting on the.
Oh, sitting down.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's not any long flowing hair.
No, there you go. Yeah, that's the key. Sticking with Ernst. See if he can get the job done.
No reason to pull him now. Over the 80 mark, ride with him as long as you can. Big AB for Austin Litz.
Litz looking for his first base hit.
Takes strike 1. If you're going to strike for De Pere, do it now. Put the pressure on Fond du Lac. Base hit up the middle, and they're able to keep it in play. They're going to hold up the runner at third, a big ol' stop sign.
Oh, boy. I was surprised he didn't send him.
At this point in the game, I send him. But that's why I'm up here.
What? Good effort by Sabel. He just wasn't able to come up with it to give Litz an infield single. Wyatt DeSchmidt. Wyatt doubled his last time up.
He's reached in 2 of 3. As the strike comes in, 0-1. Wyatt DeSchmidt with the biggest at-bat of the game. And it's all on the line for Sam Ernst. This could be the game-deciding run if it comes across. Missed out.
Wyatt was one of those batters that got hit. He got hit back in the first inning and wound up scoring the run for De Pere.
They're 1 and only. Next pitch, got a pitch to hit, fouled it back off. He's behind 1-2. Ernst down to the final strike of the inning to try and get out of the bases loaded jam, and a potential gift given by De Pere for holding up Degree at third. This could be the decision we look back on for De Pere and say, where did it go wrong? Check down to first. He did not go. Count is 2-2.
We'll see what a good stop on that low pitch. Keep the runners from moving up.
Newens is on deck. He's 0 for 2 with a walk. See if he can get on and if DeSchmidt can extend the inning. Pitch left it way in there. The count is full. Everyone will be running. Bases loaded. 2 outs. 1-1 ball game. Sam Ernst pitch count hovering around 80 to 90. Getting awful close to the 105, but it comes down to this to DeSchmidt. Got a pitch to hit and was ahead of it.
Wyatt doing a good job there, fighting it off. Live for another pitch. Make Ernst throw a strike.
Goal for De Pere right now is to keep Ernst out here as long as you possibly can. Get a hit, try and string a few things together. Says no to the first one, no to the second. Now nods in approval. 3-2, full count pitch. Runners going, held up, and a run gets walked in. 2-1, De Pere takes the lead back. They led 1-0 in the first. Fond du Lac tied it in the second, and for the first time since the first inning, De Pere has a lead.
What's somewhat shocking about this whole inning is Ernst got the first two hitters easily, and then it was walk, hit by pitch, single, and a walk with the bases loaded.
The last thing you want to do is walk someone with the bases loaded. This ball hit into right field, carrying back into the sun, which we mentioned before, but able to make the catch in right is Ethan Basler, who just checked in, and we have a 2-1 game. De Pere takes the lead back. Now up to Fond du Lac to answer.
So,
Do a little math. You got 13 pitches to work with.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, he's done. Done for the tournament.
That's the
pitching-wise.
problem. When you do the whole 105 is you're not going to be eligible to pitch again. Unless somehow the rules are different and they can pitch Saturday. But that would be the only option. And the first pitch, the 93rd pitch, misses for a ball. Sam Ernst, his pitch count, he's at 95, so we'll have 10 to work with. Might as well just ride him out for the 7th inning. Get someone loose, figure it out from there. 1-0 count, and a little bouncing ball off a few hops, and that is a 4-3 ground out against Logan Weesey. That'll bring up Braden Eggenbrold, who's 0 for 1, or pardon me, 1 for 2.
Eigenbrod has been on base twice, scored the lone run for Fond du Lac, reached on that two-base error by the left fielder, and then singled.
First pitch he sees is down in the dirt. Boy, if you're De Pere, you would love to see Hoops be able to work through this in 13 pitches or less. If he gets an out here, he's in real good shape. Misses down low, 2-0. Two-0 pitch. Eggenbrodt takes it in there for a strike. Seemed like it was a good one. Winner of this game plays Manitowoc at 4:30 tomorrow. The loser plays Middleton at 11 a.m., so that's not a whole lot of rest. Count goes to 3-1. Hoops next pitch. Oh, Ethan gets a swing and a miss. Braden Eggenbrodt, full count.
Hoops took a little something off that pitch, and Eigenbrook was biting.
Big time full count pitch. Left it up and in. Potential double play could get him out of it from Tyler Bradner, who's 0 for 2. Is that his first walk? The first walk of the game for Ethan Hoops. Bradner struck out in the second, flew out in the fourth. Fond du Lac needs to answer the 1-run put up thanks to a bases loaded walk against Sam Ernst. First pitch down low.
For Hoops, that walk to Eigenbrot was the first one of the ball game for him.
I'm surprised they didn't update us last time they made us announce when he was at 100. Hoops came into the inning with 92. He's hovering around 105. Strike called.
Yeah,
Thought he was running at first, but held up.
That was a nice pitch. Want to be hitting that kind of pitch.
Count is 1-1. Now it's an approval. That ball cracked to left field and carrying out foul, but without a doubt it was gone.
It was all the way out of the park, that's for sure.
Definitely deeper than earlier on. Here we go, 1-2. I think he'll be done after this at bat. He's at 103, okay. If he gets the batter out here, he'll get to face one more. The pitch, left it low, that's 104.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. This is the final batter that Ethan Hoops will be facing. This the 105th pitch coming up. 2-2 is the count. He'll be able to finish it no matter what, even if he doesn't get an out on this pitch. Make it 3-2, but that was pitch 105. Tyler Bradner with a full count. Eggenbrawl on first. Throw down for the second time. He's still safe.
Is it just me, but this is a really exciting ball game, and the fans are just kind of like sitting on their hands.
I think they're nervous. They're anxious. Rung him up. That the final batter he faces and strikes him out. A few O's from the fans as he doesn't get to finish it out, but a fantastic performance. 106 the final line until we get a new number in. Couldn't ask for a whole lot better from Ethan Hoops. He goes 5 2/3 with 106 pitches in line for the win, and that's the big key in the record book.
Going to have an incomplete line until we finish out this half inning, but he went 5 2/3, gave up 5 hits, only walked 1, had 4 strikeouts. He did hit 2 batters also, but like Jordan has been saying, a real nice performance by Hoops.
So we're going to see here. I know you've talked about this before. You put the pitcher out in right field after he's just thrown 106 pitches. Kind of puts him in a bad spot for the arm. New catcher came in too, I believe. And we're seeing Christopher Coolidge, number 19, assume the pitching position. Christopher Coolidge. Yep. Christopher Coolidge. I'm assuming it's...
Coolidge is batting in the second spot for to Schmidt.
Probably.
First batter Coolidge will face is going to be Keegan Krug. Krug has got the lone RBI hit for Fond du Lac. That was back in the second. He doubled in Eigenbrot, who had reached second on the outfield error.
And obviously, if your manager, Dan Luke, said to Pere, you're hoping that Coolidge is able to get through an inning and a third in under 30 pitches, so he's eligible to go again tomorrow. His first pitch in there for a strike.
Coolidge looks like a big kid.
Oh, yeah. No heights or anything on our sheets. Can tell you he is a pitcher and infielder who graduated in 2022. Count goes to 0-2 right away, attacking Keegan Krug.
There are 2 outs in the inning.
The 0-2 pitch. Cracked it back, and out of play it goes above the dugout of Fond du Lac.
Waiting on deck is Hunter Sabel, the Fond du Lac shortstop.
Breaking pitch through the infield, nearly hit the umpire, and the throw to second just in time. Barely making it was Brosig over to Litz, and DePere heads into the 7th inning with a 1-run lead. All comes down to this.
Mason Bowen is the new pitcher for Fond du Lac. Sam Ernst went 6 innings, gave up 4 hits, 2 runs. Both of those were earned. Sam walked 2 and struck out 5. He's in line for the loss right now. His team will have to come back in the bottom of the 7th to win it.
4,
Get
5.
him off the hook.
Try to, at least. 4, 5, 6 part of the order. Foth, Bartlett, and Brosig. Foth has that RBI that we've mentioned time and time again. Back in the first inning, Pere got an extra comfort run in the 6th.
I wouldn't call it a comfort run. I'd call it the lead run.
Way in there. Hopefully that Bone has a little more control than Ernst, who hit 5 or 6. 1, 2, 3, 5 different guys.
Oh, that way.
Yes.
There haven't been many hits in a ball game
No.
either. Not like
There's been more hit by
like our
pitches
game
than
two.
there have hits. There's like 17 hits in the last game.
By one team.
By one team, exactly. Eau Claire put up 14 runs. Count is 2-2. Boy, if you're Pere, you would love to add on a few more, make it a bit more comfortable for Coolidge, who got out of it in 4 pitches. This ball hit out towards right and just past the first base line and able to make the catch, and had to swat his way down at it, but did so nonetheless.
Boy, if I'm a coach, I'm like, whew. I mean, they don't just go back and make the catch. They got to swat at it.
Seems like it's a lot easier to drop it that way, but
I think so.
Bartlett is 0 for 2, grounded into a double play actually in his most recent AB. He also got hit by a pitch. This one towards center field and moving up a few feet and able to make the grab for a quick 2 outs work. Nice efficient from Mason Bone so far.
Yeah, Beringer making it look real easy.
Brosig 0 for 3, flew out, struck out, grounded out, so he's basically gotten out in every way possible. First pitch just missed. 7:45, our scheduled final game of the day. We'll see if we get there on time. We'll start the stream for Sheboygan and Genoa City about 5 minutes before we're ready to go live. Two-0 count, and that pitch good and inside for a strike as Bowen attacks the zone. Good pitch to even it up at 2-2. Pere looking to avoid a 1-2-3 top half of the 7th.
For what? Oh. We can do that. Bring it on.
Full count.
But let's wait till
before the next game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Full count pitch, left it down in the dirt, and that's a walk. They want him to sprint. He's safe. Did he swing?
Paul Grauman going down to ask his partner if there was a swing, I believe. Well, it was a strikeout and reached base. I think that was a wild pitch.
Rather odd way here to extend the 7th inning.
Yeah, right.
That'll bring up Hoops.
You don't want to let Pere score any more runs.
Hoops gets a crack foul off the netting.
Fond du Lac has had trouble scoring runs this game, getting only 1 so far. He can't get 2 runs down.
Coolidge came into the game to pitch for Hoops, got out of it in just 4 pitches as Hoops finished with 106. Takes a big swing and a miss to fall behind 0-2. They lost track of the ball, so a wild pitch advances Brosig to second.
That's 2 wild pitches after 2 are out, and would look like a 1-2-3 inning now. Pere has a runner in scoring position with 2 outs.
It's not always as elementary as you think. Here we go, 0-2 count. Swing and a miss. Hoops goes down on strikes, and that's a real strikeout to end things in the top half of the 7th. Fond du Lac has 3 more outs to get 1 run to extend the game, or 2 will win it. Bone makes quick, efficient work. A 15-pitch top half of the 7th. And now it comes down to this here in the bottom half of inning number 7. 7-inning Legion games. And this is going to be big time. Mason Bowen going to start things off. First pitch in there for a ball. Coolidge comes into this inning with just 4 pitches. And missed on that one as well, 2-0.
You know, we were talking about the left on base in that Manitowoc game, and they were able to win it. So far in our game here, Pere has left 11 runners on base, and yet they have a 2-1 lead.
How you win a game with 11 left on base is a question I'll never understand.
Yeah.
But they're not there yet.
Got to keep that other team from scoring.
3-1 is the count.
Yeah, right now Coolidge not holding up his end of the bargain.
Bassler is up next. He's 0 for 1. And the 3-1 pitch, swing and a miss, evens it up. Full count pitch, hammered it up, and will it stay in fair grounds is the question. Everybody moving out of the way, diving effort, but unable to get there in time.
Good effort by Newens and Degree, but they're just too far away from those 2 guys, and they weren't able to make the catch. And then at the end, I'm worried if they're going to run into one another.
That's what I expected as well. Count is still full. Coolidge had 26 pitches to work with coming into the inning. Full count pitch into third base territory. Hanging fair and making a leaping catch over at third is Olsen. That's a big first out.
Fond du Lac in a tough spot with this 7th inning, Jordan. They had to send up their 8 and 9 hitters, and both of those players that are coming to bat this inning did not start the game.
And their leadoff guy, Landon Beringer, is 0 for 2, and he got hit by a pitch along with being caught stealing. So their leadoff guy hasn't been too efficient so far. However, Sam Ernst, second, he has 2 base hits.
And we had mentioned, too, neither team is hitting the ball much. Fond du Lac only with 5 hits, I think.
Yeah, 9 hits combined in the game. Fondy with 5, Pere with 4. Leaves that one outside to make the count 2-1. 2-1 is the count in a 2-1 ball game.
Basler came in to play right field in the 5th inning. Got an at-bat in that 5th and popped up to the shortstop.
Real good pitch, evens it up at 2 as Basler watches it go by. Looking for his first hit of the game. The 2-2 pitch.
Whoa.
Nearly got him in the helmet.
Basler trying to talk umpire Grauman into being hit by a pitch, but wasn't working.
Down the third base line, and I don't think he could have fooled anyone into thinking he got hit there.
Any way to get on.
Oh, yeah.
Fond du Lac needs some base
You
runners.
don't blame him for trying. Lean into it next time. That's why you wear the helmet. Full count pitch, left it up. Take your base, says home plate umpire. Winning run coming to the plate.
Good at bat by Basler to get on base. And now it's up to Landon Beringer.
Sam Ernst on deck. That's the big key. He's 2 for 3 with 2 singles. I think we're going to have a courtesy runner. Let's see who we get. 50? I don't know. I couldn't tell. Nope. It looked like 50 at first, but now it doesn't. Courtesy runner in for Basler. First pitch strike, double play ball now in effect for Pere. That would end it. The 0-1 pitch left down, going to hold up.
Newens with a good stop, keeping the runner on at first. Still haven't been able to get a number to figure out who the pinch runner is.
That pitch gets a strike. It's now 1-2. Beringer can't believe it.
There's one out.
Looking for the big time. Second out here is Kudridge. Throw back.
And now he's got dirt on his uniform. How are we going to figure this out?
Struck him out.
Boy. I don't know what he's complaining about. Swing the bat.
Looked at 2 decent pitches late in the AB to strike out to bring up Sam Ernst. All comes down to this for Fond du Lac.
Well, here's a classic case. Sam Ernst with a chance to help, not his own cause anymore, but
Bill says it's still his cause. He's the losing pitcher. He's got a point.
yeah, very good. I take it all back, Bill. You're absolutely right.
Is your night made now? 1-1, count evens up.
Coolidge is pounding the strike zone, and Fond du Lac is just taking pitch after pitch.
That's what you got to do. You only got 26 to work with. Throw down to first, not in time. 2 outs in the inning. 1 runner on for Fond du Lac. They trail by 1. It's their losing pitcher at the plate right now, Sam Ernst. If he hits a home run, he could have a walk-off and become the winning pitcher. All in one swing of the bat, but now it's down to their final strike. Oh, true, he's out of the game. I didn't even think of that. You're right. Well, in his heart, he's the winning pitcher. Technically, it's 1-2. Left it out. Runner holding up at first. You definitely don't want to get thrown out to end the game.
Again, Newens doing a great job of keeping the runner at first base, not allowing him to advance.
2-2 count. Coolidge with a little room to work if he really wants to. or he can end it right here. The pitch, swing and a miss. Pere wins 2-1, back-to-back strikeouts to end it. And now we know that tomorrow at 4:30 p.m. Pere and Fond du Lac, Pere, who just beat Fond du Lac, Pere will be playing Manitowoc at 4:30. As for Fond du Lac, they move to the 11 a.m. game where they will be playing Middleton. That in the loser's bracket. If Fond du Lac is to lose one more time, they go home. Double elimination format here in the tournament.
Line score for the ball game. Pere had 2 runs, 4 hits, and 1 error. Fond du Lac, 1 run, 5 hits, and 1 error. The winning pitcher was Chris Coolidge, who came in relief, pitched an inning and a third, allowed no hits, no runs, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. Losing pitcher, Sam Ernst, tough loss for him. And again, Pere a winner. Fond du Lac drops it by a 2-1 score.
We will be back around 7:40 as long as everything is starting on time. That will be for our final game. 15-14 Sheboygan, the host, against 12-17 Genoa City.